Peppa's world has characters who are very mysterious and disappear without anyone noticing. Could they be hiding a lot of secrets? Queen. One of the strangest and most mysterious characters in the Peppa universe is the Queen. Besides being a human in a world of animals, we know that she is a tribute to the Queen of England, Elizabeth II. But this character disappeared after the real Elizabeth passed away in the real world. The character in the cartoon probably passed away as well. We still have to discover the truth, but there are many mysteries left surrounding this Queen. To begin with, why does she live alone? There isn't a single relative or employee living inside the palace with her, and that's strange. On top of that, she is very reckless and dangerous. In the London episode, while she was driving a bus, she actually jumped off a bridge with that bus. Even though there were several children inside the vehicle, she almost hurt someone by doing that. This character is truly one of the most mysterious in the Peppa universe. Does she enjoy being the Queen? And why did she disappear completely? Some people think this sweet old lady was actually just Miss Rabbit's employee. Whatever the truth may be, it is still one of the biggest mysteries. Want to know more? So grab your popcorn and get comfy on the couch. Another Cinewave is starting. Mr. Gazelle. So where did Madame Gazelle's husband go? This character is without a doubt one of the ones who grabs fans' attention the most for many reasons, but what really leaves everyone wondering is whether he was hunted down like a vampire or if he is sleeping inside a coffin, just waiting to come out and spread evil. Have you heard the theory that Madame Gazelle is a vampire? Let's make it clear that we only call it a theory because the show has never officially confirmed it, but there is a lot of evidence that she is a vampire. She doesn't even have a reflection in the mirror. Now, in the episode where Peppa visits her teacher at home, and also in the Science Museum episode, we get the revelation of the great mystery surrounding the teacher's husband. Mr. Gazelle appears in a portrait inside his wife's house. He is wearing a top hat and an old-fashioned suit that was popular many years ago. So far, so good. But what bothers fans is the portrait in the town museum, where he appears wearing an old soldier's uniform. That type of clothing was only used about 300 years ago. In other words, Mr. Gazelle, who has only appeared in pictures, has been alive for centuries. He's a vampire, and he must be sleeping right now, waiting for nightfall so he can feed on his victims. Yikes, that's creepy. But what do you think? Carol Cow. Now, if you really want to know what a mystery is, you should ask yourself where Carol Cow is. This character is, without a doubt, one of the missing characters we need to figure out the whereabouts of. It's more than obvious that she is Mrs. Cow's daughter, but that's a very strange thing because if this character really is Mrs. Cow's daughter, then why isn't she friends with Peppa? The first mystery is the fact that Carol doesn't attend Madame Gazelle's school, which seems like a mistake since Mr. Bull was a character who kept showing up there even though he didn't have a child studying there. And secondly, Mrs. Cow married Mr. Bull and specifically asked Peppa's family for help because Mummy Pig is one of Carol's mother's friends. Can you imagine what it's like for two moms to be friends while their children don't even know each other? That's the mystery. If Carol's mom and Peppa's mom are close friends, then the two girls should be close too, right? Well, that would make sense, but Carol disappeared and has never been seen again since the New York episode, where she appeared walking through Times Square. Mr. Labrador. There is a character who is missing not because of a mystery, but because he himself wants to disappear. We're talking about Mr. Labrador, Mr. Bull's co-worker. He's a pretty strange character to be honest, and everyone thinks he is actually a secret agent who likes spying on people. He appears in Paris while Peppa is traveling with her family, but he is also in New York, and the strangest thing of all is that he appears as a guard at the Queen's palace when the main character goes to visit the head of the country. What's even stranger is that he is known for working alongside Mr. Bull on house and road construction projects. Do you see how strange that is? He appears and disappears throughout several episodes and never says a word. We never hear his voice, but every time the character appears, he is pretending to be something else. Wow, what a mystery. Do you agree? Would you like to spy on Peppa with Mr. Labrador? Comment #pig so we can find out if you're a good detective. The Badger Couple. Mr. and Mrs. Badger are two characters who need to be on our list as a single entry. They are probably a couple who live on a farm near Peppa's town, and what's most interesting is that they seem to be friends with the children's parents, even though we almost never see either of them talking to anyone. In the farm episode, we see Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig leave their children alone with Mrs. Badger, and that's something you only do if you trust someone a lot. But do you usually see Mrs. Badger appearing in many episodes? No, right? And Mr. Badger? At the town fair, he appears playing an instrument while the children follow him around. The fact that he and Mrs. Badger can spend so much time with the children suggests that they are close to the families, but they are almost never part of the main story. That's why the disappearance of these characters is so strange. Aunt Dottie. You probably know that Mummy Pig has a sister named Dottie. This character has been missing for more than 20 years and is, without a doubt, one of the biggest mysteries in the entire show. Let's start by saying that the character only appeared in the show's 10th season, even though we had known about her existence since the show's 4th era. There were exactly 358 episodes between the day she was first mentioned and the moment Aunt Dottie finally appeared. And notice that we didn't even know she was Mummy Pig's sister because nobody had explained that to us until the character actually appeared in the series. The most mysterious part is that, on Thanksgiving, she visited the family without telling anyone she was coming, even though she was traveling from the other side of the world. Strange, right? If you live in another country and are planning to visit someone who lives on the other side of the world, the normal thing to do is let them know you're coming. But Aunt Dottie wanted to surprise everyone. It's almost as if she didn't want to give them the chance to come up with an excuse to cancel the visit. And even after that, she disappeared again. What an interesting mystery, don't you agree? Emily Elephant. Do you know what the strangest thing about Emily Elephant is? It seems that not only has the character disappeared, but her importance in the series has disappeared as well. You may not know this because it was a long time ago, but the truth is that Emily is a very old character in the show. She appeared in an episode named after her back in season 2, about 20 years ago. But do you usually see her in the current episodes of the series? Does she show up very often these days? No, right? And there's even more to it than that. Emily's brother, Edmund Elephant, is a character who is considered by everyone who watches the show to be a super genius. He knows things that almost nobody has studied, and that's strange considering the boy is only 2 years old. Emily, on the other hand, isn't nearly as intelligent, which doesn't make much sense since elephants are known for being smart, and Emily's head is much bigger than her brother's. Either way, where is this character these days? We need to find out. Mrs. Fox. Do you know who Freddie Fox's mother is? Of course it's Mrs. Fox, but do you know where she is? If you think that question is silly, you should know that this is a major mystery in Peppa's world. You might say that she lives with Freddie's father, but maybe things aren't quite that simple. In the episode Families, Madame Gazelle asked the students to draw the people they live with. Everyone talked about their relatives, but Freddie forgot to mention his mother. Strange, don't you think? Think about it. If the assignment is supposed to show where you live and who you live with, why did Freddie only talk about his father? The truth is that Mrs. Fox appears alongside Mr. Fox at the fancy restaurant in town, and the two of them are also together in the episode where Granny Elephant moves into her new apartment. Either way, it's strange that she disappeared. Maybe it's a family issue, like finally discovering that her husband is a thief. Could that be what happened? The subscribe button is right there, waiting for you. How about clicking and keeping up with everything we post? Lorenzo Lion. Have you ever stopped to think that Lorenzo Lion is one of the most mysterious characters in Peppa's newer era? He's a different kind of kid, but not because he has 2 bedrooms and divorced parents. That's not it at all. The truth is that Lorenzo Lion has been in town since season 1. He is the son of Mr. Lion, who works at the zoo, which is why it's so strange to think that a character who is the same age as Peppa only showed up now in season 11. Do you see how strange that is? In theory, Lorenzo should have lived in Peppa's town since the very beginning of the show, since his father has lived there for years. Why did he only appear now? How strange. Cousins. We don't even need to talk about Peppa and George's cousins, right? Chloe and Alexander, who are Uncle Pig and Aunt Pig's children, are characters who barely appear in the series, and even worse, as far as we know, they haven't even met their cousin Evie, who was just born. Why has the other side of the family disappeared? That's a mystery that needs to be answered. Granny Sheep. Do you remember when Granny Sheep went to live with Susie? It's been a long time, hasn't it? And where is she now? We have no idea because she completely disappeared from the show. In the episode where she moves in, we start thinking that this character is going to appear quite a bit in the series. What a mistake. She vanished and we have no idea what happened. Did she move back to the house where she used to live? Mrs. Crocodile. And finally, let's talk about her, the only reptile character in the entire show who behaves like a person. Where did Mrs. Crocodile come from and where did she go? She is mysterious because she is not a mammal like all the other characters, and no other members of her species exist in the show, which means she is unique. But she has completely disappeared during this stage of the story. In other words, we don't know where she came from or where she went. But we do know that if you stick around with us, you're going to have fun the whole time. The fun doesn't stop here. There are 2 amazing videos waiting for you on the screen. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.